Retro Tipster here with a quick tip for SimCity on the Snes. When I play, I like to make these donut shapes which are nice and symmetrical, and you can actually put something fun in the middle. And you can put quite a few things in the middle, such as the police station, the fire station, or one of the other rewards you get. But if you go to place the stadium, you'll find out it's actually a 4x4 and can't fit in the middle, and this throws everything out, which I really don't like, but luckily there's a solution. Now you can only do this with residential zones with the small houses, but if you try and bulldoze for small houses, you will now actually notice that the residential zone actually disappears from underneath it and doesn't actually exist anymore. So this means now we can actually plant the stadium like we wanted to in the first place. Now this is all well and good, and you could just leave it like that, but the problem with this is you can't get the larger houses in those residential areas. But there is a solution to this. We can now go back to the bulldoze. We can actually bulldoze the residential zones, and when you try and bulldoze a residential zone, it will try and delete all 9 squares, even though some of these squares are now taken up by the stadium. But we'll actually delete those stadium squares as well. Now we can actually go back to residential zones and plant the residential zones back down. And as you see, we now have got the full residential zones and the smaller stadium, which is fully working. This is probably the most basic use of this technique. I find if you try and shrink the buildings too much, while functional, they don't look very nice and can ruin the look of your city. I hope you enjoyed that tip, and happy gaming.